Okay, let's go ahead and get started there, everybody. Welcome back to another 1 p.m. PST YouTube stream. I'm your host, Strange Bro Jim, and today we have ourselves some more Pega certification to work on. That's going to be the next hour. The hour after that is going to be video uploads, and if he does, if he is able to come online, then I'll probably be discussing um, potential work with Blackheart. Um, Although I don't know when we'd be able to really do any kind of work if the majority of his time during the day is going to be pretty much offline because of heat. So uh, I don't know. I'm not quite sure what we'll be able to do there. So um, um, and then after that will be uh, some Final Fantasy VII after that. So, um, the original, not the remake, by the way. We're gonna continue on with the story on Final Fantasy VII. Um, I believe we last left off with um, like entering the underwater reactor, but we haven't gone all the way through the underwater reactor. Um, there's there's more concerning the submarine as well on that, but we'll get to it when we get there. So um, we'll discuss it more there. But concerning the Pega certification, which is might be exactly what you're looking for. Um, well, the let me explain who I am, what I'm making these videos for, and maybe what to expect on these videos. So first off, I am an unemployed software developer whose last work was with the Pega environment. Um, Me and about like 20 others or so, we were placed under training for with an authorized training partner with the company that I was working for. However, pretty much all of us, if not indeed all of us, I don't really know. I wasn't like asking every single last person if they were indeed doing self-study, but a good majority of us had switched over to self-study. We were not too happy with his um, lack of teaching in some ways. Um, we were having some issues with the training partner, and even the guy's coworkers knew that he'd been kind of messing up a bit. Um, you know, we there was we asked to at least I know myself and others in the team had asked to be placed back into another training cycle with a different Pega instructor, but that was denied. Um, the one and only time that I took the certification exam, I was basically forced into it, and I was already full self-study at that point, but I had not been prepared enough to do the certification exam, so I personally was not surprised when I did fail it because I knew that I wasn't ready for it. But they wanted me to take it or I'd be let go from the job, and I didn't really want that to happen. Um, but I failed the test. I you know missed 6 more questions than the minimum, and I didn't get the certification. Um, they then pushed me into a contract after that, and again, I was kind of hoping to be put back into training so that I could work with someone um, that could actually answer my questions. with the Pega environment, but that didn't happen. Um, got into the contract job and was kind of hoping for more of a mentorship, but that didn't really happen either. Um, Basically, was given more of a hands-off approach, and well, um, I mean that might be fine for some, but not for all. So everybody's different, right? Um, so I tried to do what I could to continue with the self-study a little bit, but it was never enough. I couldn't get myself. I couldn't necessarily push myself hard enough um, to attempt to take the certification exam again. So that right there kind of falls on my shoulders, obviously. Again, I would have loved to have had more of a mentorship instead of someone basically saying, "Hey, we'll answer your questions, but that's about it." Um, but it is what it is. I mean, I can't, you know, I would love to, you know, it'd be nice for industry, you know, for pretty much any industry, have a mentorship program in your, you know, wherever you work, no matter where, you know, um, every every single job that I had for the longest time, you know, typically had some form of training associated with it. Um, I had it, with McDonald's. I had it with Carl's Jr. I had it with, Walmart. I had it when I worked for Countrywide. Um, I had a slight training with when I worked with High Impact Games for those 3 months. You know, um, but afterwards, it's always been kind of hands off lately. And I don't understand that trend that some people seem to have gotten. I don't understand that work trend lately where companies just give a hands off approach. They expect you to know everything that there is to know about the job that you're coming into without any formal training to it, and I feel that's unfortunate. That's an unfortunate change that is somehow being pushed more and more lately, and it's a sad state. So, um, I would encourage, especially those of you that are, seniors or leads or anything along those lines, work towards trying to get yourself a mentorship program set up because, you want to, not only hire a lot of entry level workers, but you want to work with them to get them up to that, senior level status. You want them to be fantastic at their jobs, so you need to train them to be at that level. So, um, okay, pardon me, I need to blow my nose real quick. Okay, sorry about that. But yeah, but that didn't happen. So, um, now this is my attempt to work towards through the Pega Academy, working towards the point where I'm comfortable with taking the certification and you know, learn everything that I can about it, trying to figure out what Pega is trying to do, because sometimes even Pega doesn't feel like, it almost feels like Pega doesn't even know what they're talking about sometimes. So, um, like I feel like, some of their commentary, some of their questions, some of their overall topics can be quite confusing or um, contradictory to each other in some cases. So, um, but just know if you're watching this video, okay, I'm not an authorized training partner, and this is not meant to be an instructor-led training. Okay, don't consider either one of those, for myself. I'm working towards getting my system architect certification, much like anybody else, or maybe you're working towards the business architect certification, whatever. But if you want the instructor-led training, then it's being offered. It's like a 2-week training course or something like that, for like $5,000. It is, really expensive in my opinion. It is a very short training cycle, in my opinion. So you're probably going to be, pushed to your limits. You better be making sure that you take a lot of notes, video recordings, asking a lot of questions. If you were to go through the instructor training, they will try to work, with you to get your certification, but you're probably going to be needing to put in a lot more work when you're outside of the class to continue with your with learning what they're going to give you, because they're going to give you a lot. Okay. Um, the the mission might be saying that, hey, we can handle this in like 8 hours or something like that, uh, or 10 hours, or 3 days or whatever, or something like that. But believe me, it definitely doesn't feel that way when I'm going through the system architect myself. Now, if you are trying to work towards your business architect, if you're watching this video, know that I've already covered these 2 missions and 2 modules for the business architect. So we are done with that. Okay. You can go back through my playlist of all the missions, all the topics, all the challenges, all the different modules, everything. Okay. Um, concerning the business architect. Okay. Now, these 2 modules here don't, in my opinion, don't really cover the Pega Express delivery very well, so I would recommend that you go over the mission for the Pega Express delivery so that you are very comfortable with the 12% that this will cover on the certification for the business architect. But there you go. I'm covering the 8.7 due to the language translations, and that's pretty much it. We have the 8.8 and the 23 versions that are being made or being translated right at this moment in time. But I'm doing the 8.7 for anybody that wants to try to follow along in another language. Okay, so um, okay, so where did we leave off? So again, I haven't gotten any reply back concerning the UI form yet, so we'll have to hold off on that for right now. We have the tracking and auditing changes module here that we'll get to in just a second. I believe I did receive an email fairly recently. Here, actually, hold on. Um, let me see if I can bring it up here real quick. Um, okay, so this is concerning the the question concerning the topic on application access. So, this question right here. And I was like, oh, wait, what are you talking about? If you have like, three access roles and and, only one of them allows to run reports, then, these other two roles shouldn't allow for you to run reports. That was my opinion in the matter, right? Because it's like, why would you allow for, you know, um, role D to run reports, if their permissions are saying that they shouldn't be able to run reports, right? But apparently, this is the correct answer on it. And I'm like, well, why? You know, you're basically ignoring the fact that their permissions are saying that they shouldn't be able to. So, um, so that was basically, um, my problem with the um, with that. So the reply that I got is regarding your question about the purpose of roles. Each access group references one or more access roles. I'm very much aware of that. By allowing references to multiple roles in an access group, Pega platform encourages the design of a modular application security model in which you combine granular roles to meet complex security needs. Okay, you're not really telling me much on this. For example, a retail employee is often a user. However, the employee is also a temporary manager. The employee is therefore given both access roles, user and manager. Um, no, you shouldn't be considering an employee a temporary manager. The employee can then perform the work done by the user role and the work done by the manager role. As a temporary manager, the employee would need to have permissions that would not otherwise be granted to a user role, which is why grouping these two roles in the access group would allow the most permissive settings to be applied. In an ideal scenario, you would use access groups to limit the number of access roles you need to create and thus reduce maintenance time. That's, again, you're missing the point of this. Okay, the scenario that you are giving here is the fact that the employee shouldn't be able to run reports. If the role for the employee is basically saying they shouldn't be able to run reports, and the access group is saying that they can, then you're basically destroying the whole purpose of permissions in the first place. So I'll need to address that email later, but I feel that they're causing themselves even more problems with it. So, all right. All right, let's get back on track here. Go into the module for tracking and auditing changes to data. Field level auditing, huh? All right. We're gonna try to get through both the topic and the module quiz at the very end for today. So field level auditing. Field level auditing in the case. Pega platform automatically tracks actions performed. For example, tracking which operators worked on a case and when. By default, Pega platform maintains a history of actions performed on cases. Excuse me. Work instances, such as when the case status changes, when the case is routed to an operator, or when the time to execute a service level agreement expires. You can enhance this capability by using field level auditing. Field level auditing enables you to monitor changes to important data values in your cases. From a security perspective, it is useful to track modifications when sensitive data is involved. You can use field level auditing to track changes that users make to fields and data fields. Actions for the fields are automatically recorded in the History dialog box in the Field History tab. For example, you may want to know if an employee's salary has changed. The following image shows an updated field value for salary that is tracked by using the Field Value Audit feature. This update affects the tax withholding amount in the next stage. An audit level or an audit entry shows the old value, the new value, who made a change, and when the change occurred. There may be two audit entries for data fields, one entry for modifying the initial value and another entry for adding a new value. Um, so field level tracking and changes made in an instance of a rule are captured in a history class. Okay. Field level audit implementation. To track updates to field values in your application, you use the Settings tab in your case type landing page. Enable field auditing and select the field you want to audit. To audit a data field, select the link to access the embedded field you want to audit. If you want to audit properties in inherited classes, select the system fields or reusable fields checkboxes. In the center of the following image, click the vertical line to compare the differences between field level auditing for a single property and a data field property. Okay, so auditing for a single property, um, just one value there, and for citizens request payment information, payment type pick list. Hmm. I'm not quite sure, like, how are you able to select the um, like a data field property in this particular regards? That's what I'm kind of wondering about a bit. Because they don't necessarily show you how you can collect that, or like you have here, like the payment information, right, field group, which is maybe what they're kind of going for here. But there isn't any way to click on that. Like there's nothing that you can kind of select unless you click on the link itself, and that will bring up basically this. I'm not sure. you know to audit a data field, select the link to access the embedded field you want to audit. So that's the only thing that I can think of, is that because they wanted the payment information under the assistance request, selected, they basically clicked on the link there, and that would, open up, the entire, um, the data field property. So, yeah. Check your knowledge with the following interaction. So, which of the following two statements are true about field level auditing? You can audit field types other than text types, such as pick list or date type. I mean, can you audit field types such as text though? I feel that that's wrong. Um, Data field audits provide two audit entities entries. That sounds kind of right, if I'm not mistaken. I must first enable auditing and the case type to track which operators worked on the case and when. Okay, yeah, that sounds about right. Pega platform automatically tracks changes of values in all fields by default. Yeah, that one also seems kind of true by the sense of like you have the clipboard, but at the same time, that might not necessarily fall under the field level auditing. So Pega platform automatically tracks actions performed on cases. Wait, but didn't. Hmm. Okay. Hmm. I, I mean, yes, it is true that Pega platform automatically tracks actions performed on cases. But at the same time, you know, for field level audit implementation, you need to enable field auditing and select the field you want to audit. So both are true. Okay, well, that one and that one. Okay, wait. Wait, timeout. Timeout here. Pega platform automatically tracks changes of values in all fields by default. Okay, that sounds very similar to, what they mentioned up, for this one. But it says you must first enable field level auditing and then you select which fields to track. Okay. Um, let me do this one here. You must first enable auditing to track case type and to track which operators worked on the case and when, and Pega platform automatically tracks. Both of those should be wrong, right? Um, um, aren't these countering each other in their statements? I'm, I don't know. You tell me there, folks. You know, are these, do these not counter each other? You know, because it definitely feels that way to me. You know, you must first enable auditing on case type to track which operators worked on a case or when. I mean, it says it right here. You must first enable field level auditing, and then you select which fields to track. Okay, that sounds about right, right? But no, Pega platform automatically tracks actions performed on cases according to this, which is pretty much the same as this one, right? Pega platform automatically tracks changes of values on all fields by default. Both of those should be true as well, but no, apparently that it's like you're giving a catch-22 on this, you know, and that's no, that's bad. I'm gonna go ahead and screenshot this and send this in because this is a catch-22 that they're putting in here and it's bad. They need to rewrite this. Um, the image attached is a catch-22. And let me bring up the image here again so that I can kind of talk about it a little bit more again. The second answer talks about how you need to first enable auditing, which is stated in the topic itself, to track certain fields, um, which is regarded as a correct answer from the fourth answer selected, but it was marked wrong, saying that Pega platform automatically tracks, which is also true based on the information provided in topic. But that answer is wrong based on the fourth answer selected. So we have a problem with this question. Actually, hold on a second. I wanna get to the I want to go back to that topic. Unfortunately, I don't really want to stop the suggestion. So sorry about that. Um, Now, what I'm kind of concerned about is that, one of the answers that they're saying is the correct answer is you can audit field types other than text types, which um, which did they even state a problem with that in here? No. Also, if these two answers are wrong, then the other two answers would be the correct answers, right? Well, maybe not, because nowhere in the topic does it discuss what what types are not possible for the audit field. So I was fearing that that it would be an automatic incorrect answer. Because I would figure that you could track text types as well. This question needs a rewrite. Oh, what are you? What is this captcha crap all about now? What the fuck? You're not even providing me with a captcha at the very start of this suggestion. There, guys. There. You good? Okay. Yikes. Okay, so we'll go retry on this. We will pick the text types and the data field audits. In the settings tab of the case type landing page, enable field auditing and select the field you want to audit, which wouldn't that also be text types? I mean, okay. Here's the problem that I have with this particular answer. If you cannot audit a text field, then why are they giving you it as an option? They should not be giving me an option to audit a text field if they're saying, you know, you can audit field types other than text types. That's a problem. Matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and address that. Actually, hold on. Let me see if I can get the. I'm gonna have to kind of expand out the window here a little bit more. There we go. There we go. Okay. Suggestion. Um, this is the other problem with the answer to this question. If audit allows for any type other than text, then why is text a selectable option within the audit screen shown in your own screenshot above the question. Wouldn't you want to disable text types if it isn't a selectable? If it isn't an allowed audit? That's screenshot provided. So yeah, they screwed up here. This is a messed up question. There's no question in my mind that they fucked up big time on this question. And that's why you have to be really careful with some of these because even it feels like even they are not quite understanding their own product at times. So yeah. Okay. Um let's go ahead and move on to the module quiz, and then we will close on down for today after that. But this is concerning that auditing section, so we'll see what happens here. Only 2 questions. Okay. Um, which 2 situations are appropriate to implementing field level auditing? Okay. In a booking application, you want to know why the customer changed their hotel reservation dates. How are you supposed to do that with field level auditing? That doesn't, you can't figure that part out. There's no possible way for you to know why the customer changed their hotel reservation dates, just the fact that they did. How are you supposed to know why they changed it? You'd have to ask them directly, which again, that's that might be very invasive. Like, hey, customer, you know, I need to know when you're when you're traveling, why did you change? I was expecting you this. It sounds very creepy, doesn't it? Yeah. Yeah. Let's not do that. In a mortgage application, you want to maintain a history of any changes to the loan amount as the case progresses through the life cycle. Um, okay, but it already kind of maintains this history. But maybe you want to have like a personal one for it. Maybe I don't know. I could see a need for this. So and that's something that you can easily record down. So no worries on that one. In an insurance application, you want to know who adjusts the insurance coverage level. Why does it matter who adjusts the insurance level of coverage? You should already automatically know about who adjusts the insurance level of coverage, unless you're trying to figure out like the specific person, then maybe. I mean, I could see it a little bit, maybe, like if Tom changes it or Bob changes it or something like that, then you're kind of tracking who changes it, and that sure, understandable about that. That could be something that you might want to, track. So, in a customer service application, you want to know if a new compliance case has been created. That has nothing to do with field level auditing, so that shouldn't have anything to do with it. So yeah, that wasn't too surprising. Okay, so drag the description of the correct image on the left. Okay, so we have three different um, descriptions here, and the images on the left there. So let's try to go one by one here. In roadside assistance case, which I guess they're all roadside assistance, so I guess it doesn't really matter. When a user changes the payment type field from credit card to cash, the change is tracked in the case audit tab field history. So that's that one right there. Um, in the roadside assistance case, when the user adds a new payment type to the payment types field group list, the change is tracked in the case audit tab field history. I believe that one would be falling under that. When a user changes the payment type field in the payment types field group list from credit card to cash, the change is tracked in the case tab field history. It's this one, because this one specifically talks about the payment types field group list, which is what that is right there. Okay, so the reason and the I was looking at both of these two, and I'm like going, okay, wait a minute. These are very similar in nature in that, you're changing the credit card to cash. They're trying to trip you up with the from credit card to cash in this particular answer right here, right? You might look at this one here and maybe think, oh, it's that one. Okay, we'll go with that one, right? But no, that's incorrect, because here they talk about the change in the payment type field directly from credit card to cash. Okay, so field type, payment type, that gets changed, right? Whereas this one says user changes the field type, and payment type field, payment type, in the payment types field group list, which is a embedded. So that's the reason why you have a link to the group you know information. So yeah, there we go. 100%. Okay, well, that's it for this particular topic. We're gonna move on to the challenge tomorrow, so look forward to that. Um, Localizing a UI form. It's 45 minutes, so they say that it's gonna take a while, so we'll um, see how that's all about. Oh wait, no, that's the localizing UI form. Never mind. Auditing fields to the value and to the value fields right there. Yeah, that's the one where. Or wait, yeah. For a second, I was almost thinking that was another module or something like that. No, no. It's the next challenge that we're dealing with. So, all right. So that's it. I was like going like this one looks awfully familiar. Translating into Spanish. Wait, then wasn't I dealing with that one before? Yes, I was. Why am I seeing it again? It's because we kind of skipped that one there, Jim. All right. So that's going to be it for today's Pega certification study session. We're going to go ahead and close on down here, and I'm going to need to use the restroom. So I will be right back, but I want to thank you all for joining me on this session. I hope you enjoyed it. Feel free to leave a like and subscribe if you're watching this, video afterwards, or later on when I upload it to YouTube directly. Check out the description for various links that might be helpful, you know, to me, to you, you know, check all those out. And yeah, that's going to be it for this session. So thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it. Hopefully I'll catch you next time. Take care there, everybody.